and then go Control T. Oi. Hey, cool. Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. Are you a fan of Brooklyn Nine-Nine? Because I am. My name's Ash, I'm a cybersecurity enthusiast, and on today's video, we're going over the Brooklyn Nine-Nine CTF box on TryHackMe. For my notes, links, timestamps, see the description, and let's get into it. So we've got here Brooklyn Nine-Nine. This room is aimed for beginner level hackers, but anyone can try to hack this box. There are two main ways, intended ways to root this box. So let's see if we can find at least one. Gone ahead and boot this up. We've got deploy and get hacking, one task, just a user flag and a root flag. Got a couple hints. This room is aimed for the beginners. Same thing. If you find more, DM me in Discord. And we've got F Society 2006, the room creator of this room. So shout outs to F Society 2006. So first, let's see if we can see the box. Great, we can. So let's do a Rust scan and let's do a -G for greppable. So it'll give us the ports in a nice little list. So we can check that through and find out more information just about the ports. All right, so it looks like we have 22, 21, and 80 have responded. So switch this over to -P, paste in our ports, and then go -- to send it to Nmap, and we'll look for more information on just those ports. Last thing is I'm just going to pipe that through to T and just make a scan.init just so we can have a copy of our results. So if there's nothing funky going on these standard ports, we should have FTP, HTTP, and then SSH. So we'll definitely check out the website, web server first, see if we can find any unusual directories or anything like that. Maybe we have like an anonymous login. Let's see what we have. So Nmap's gone ahead and run FTP Anon, another script, Nmap script, and we can see here anonymous FTP login allowed. Great, so we'll go ahead and get that. It's even checked the directory, and there's a note to jake.txt. So we've got some more information. So that's a pretty good place to start, is checking out what this is. SSH looks pretty standard stuff. And then we have an Apache 2.4.29. Looks like maybe just the default like landing page. And we can check that out after. So let's definitely start off with this. We'll go FTP to our IP. Who are we logging in as? Anonymous. Great. And we can list out what we've got here. And we can see here that is that note to Jake. So let's just go get all. So we're in this. I don't really understand this whole passive mode thing. Let's just get out. But from memory, I think we use the uppercase A. Let's repeat that. Anonymous, enter, and now we're in binary mode to transfer files instead of this passive mode. I should really look up these different modes, but so how about that? Let's go ahead and get that. Failed to open, did it again. Okay, do I just specify? I did mget, which is just multiple get. I don't know why. Jake.txt. Do I want that? Yes, please. Cool. There's definitely nothing else here. Okay, cool. So we have our notes. Let's go ahead and see what's inside that for Amy. So if you've seen this show, you'll know who these characters are. Jake, please change your password. It is too weak and should be capital. Doesn't matter. We'll be mad if someone hacks into the nine. Okay, so we have a weak password, which is interesting. So I don't know if this is going to be for the website or this is going to be for FTP, but we also do have 2, even 3 possible users. So let's just have a loot.txt and we'll just echo these users. It would be Amy, Jake, Alt, and we'll just put that in the end of that loot. So possible usernames still up in the air. Okay, so let's go and open Firefox. Let's navigate to our IP. Looks like we have a nice landing page of the crew, the OG crew, season 1, because his hair's still pretty fuzzy. So let's go Control U. Have you ever heard of Steganography? So let's look up Steganography, hiding messages in other messages. So the same image viewed by white, blue, green, and red lights reveal different hidden numbers. Ooh, Steganography, okay, is the practice of representing information within another message or physical object. Well, we're not going to be dealing with physical, but digital, blah, 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 blah. So we're hiding data within data. So often, from my experience, images especially JPEGs, can hide things. So the URL is just to the image, which means it's just right next to index.html. So I'm going to say that this image is what we're after. So let's get that. Actually, let's just make a directory called loot and go into that. And let's just grab that. So there are a few Steganography programs: StegHide, StegSeek, StegSolve. I think StegSeek is a newer one. So let's run that against that and see what we've got. Found phrase admin, original file name, note.txt, extracting here. Cool. So it's gone ahead and pulled this out. So let's go and cat that out. And we've got Holt's password. Sweet. So let's just put this into our loot.txt. So we've got a copy of that. Also, the passphrase is admin, which is kind of interesting. For me, the term passphrase usually means like, it kind of makes me think if you're using like an SSH private key, it needs a passphrase. So maybe it could be that, or StegSeek might have just used like a word list to brute force this and found admin. And that's how we've got this information. I'm actually not totally sure how StegSeek works. Let's ignore that and let's just focus on the loot that we found. So kind of thinking how we can use this newfound information. Like there is FTP. So maybe we could log in with our newfound user on FTP, or we've still got SSH. So let's try FTP first. So we'll log in as Alt. FTP server is anonymous only. Okay, so there's no other users here, which does mean it's probably SSH. Awesome. We are in as the user Halt. Great, so LSing, which I assume I am in the user directory. We've got nanosave and user.txt. Awesome, so there is our first flag. Paste that in and we've got it. So next we're over to privilege escalation and we need to go try and get root. So before I do the basics, I just kind of want to look at this nano.save. So we don't have, it's owned by root. So we can't actually see into it if we try. We don't have read access to that. So let's look out a little further. There are two other users, Amy and Jake. So why don't we just look inside all of those? It doesn't look like there's anything. But if we try that again with A-LA, see it in a list format. So both of the other users do have SSH. So we can't see into Jake's and we can't see into Amy's. So there might not be anything in there as far as like, I don't know, can't like move horizontally into another user before escalating privileges just by looking at those, but there might be something else. This nano save still is just kind of tripping me out. Why is that there? It kind of makes me think there might be some sort of nano thing. All right, let's try using sudo-l to see if we can run anything as sudo, and we can run nano. So I think we're doing some sort of privilege escalation with this binary, which means let's go over to GTFO bins and let's look up nano. So we can upgrade to a shell, we can read files. So let's see, it can be used to break out from restricted environments by spawning an interactive system shell. Nano *r*x reset shell and then do this. That's kind of interesting. So let's go sudo nano. So now we're running nano as root, but we want to get shell access. So *r*x. I think caret in this instance is the control key, because if we close this, we go control X. So control R is read file, where is, so read W, and then we write reset semicolon. Might just be able to semicolon and then paste that in and go enter. Reset, shell not found. Do I need to point it at something? That didn't work. Let me null over that while I try something else. There's the spell environment variable, can be used in place of the -s option. The command line cannot be changed. So this, again, run it as sudo. Okay. Next, do we type this in the terminal and then go control T? Oi, hey, cool. All right, there we go. We've got privilege escalation using nano. And I guess seeing that nano.save was a kind of clue where we should take this. So that's kind of cool. So if we cd home, we're in cd root, cool. And we can go ls-l and we can see our root.txt there. So let's go and cat that out. We've got the creator's name. Congratulations in rooting Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And we've got our final flag. Awesome. Paste it in. There we go. That was Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Fantastic show. And that was a nice box. Wasn't too difficult. I liked the clue of where to look for the SUIDs. So that was quite nice. So thanks so much for watching up until now. Feel free to do all that YouTube stuff. I appreciate it. Up on the screen, you're going to see a recommended video that the algorithm has selected just for you. Thanks again. Consider supporting the channel by using the TryHackMe link. We both get $5 if you use it, so that's cool. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Bye.